More than 2 years ago, the Roosevelt Hotel became the symbol of the migrant crisis here in the city. Tomorrow, the Arrival Center for Asylum Seekers will shut its doors. Jennifer Bisram took part in the last tour and explains what's next for people in need.
More than 150,000 asylum seekers from 160 different countries, speaking 60 languages, have come through the front door of our New York City Arrival Center.
It was the symbol of the migrant crisis in New York City. Images of the city's newest New Yorkers in front of the Roosevelt Hotel etched in the city's history.
That moment in particular was one of those moments where we just turned around and we said we just couldn't open sites fast enough.
The Arrival Center at the century-old building is now closing.
Giving out more than 1 million diapers from this room here. When you first come in here, we screen everybody for communicable diseases. That includes a full-body skin exam for measles, chickenpox.
CBS News New York got a tour on the last day as crews packed away furniture and the remaining asylum seekers received services.
We're now entering into what was the humanitarian center itself.
We still have asylum seekers coming in every week, but we're in a much different place than we were when we had to open this site.
City officials say 237,000 asylum seekers arrived in New York City since April 2022. During the height of the migrant crisis, 4,000 were arriving every week. Now that number is down to about 100.
Some of our food vendors that work in these sites are hiring the same asylum seekers that used to live in these sites.
Since opening as a migrant shelter in 2023, the storied Roosevelt Hotel housed and helped 155,000 asylum seekers, about 3,000 a day. Advocates and the city both admit while this is a turning point in the city's migrant crisis, the work is not done.
Now that the Roosevelt Hotel is closing, it just means that more personnel at other shelters need to be connected with the grassroots organizations so that we can continue to provide the services and the help that the people need.
The migrant crisis is not over. It is absolutely just in a different phase of it. We still have a shelter capacity crisis in New York City.
And Jennifer joins us now. Excellent reporting, but as she just pointed out, the asylum seeker crisis isn't over. So what does it mean for people who still end up here in the city and need shelter and assistance?
Well, city officials told us today, first of all, that site will stay open until 7 tomorrow morning. People can go there, whether it's asylum seekers or anyone in New York who needs services and placement, they'll be able to help. But after that, they can go to any DHS center across the city, just like before the migrant crisis, and get help there.
Got it. I'm fascinated by this because for so long, we reporters were kept at arm's length from these sites. I remember standing outside trying to get sound with people. They would not let us anywhere near. Today, they're opening the door to give you a tour inside. Why do you think that is?
Well, I did ask that question, and I was told because they want to show the progress of this crisis. That's why they did that. They want to show where the taxpayer dollars went, and I get that. They said they were actually able to help 80% of the people who came through its doors with everything from food and shelter, work authorization, and even job placement.
Oh, they wanted to show you a little bit about where the money went, right?
Yeah. But as you mentioned, the work is not done yet, and there's still a crisis here in the city.
All right. Thank you so much, Jen.